Google Ads is changing again. And this time, it is not just another recommendation you can ignore. AI Max for search campaigns is now out of beta mode. And starting in September 2026, Google has said that dynamic search ads, automatically created assets, and campaign-level broad match settings will start upgrading to AI Max automatically. So, even if you're not planning to turn this feature on today, this is something you need to understand. AI Max can show you ads on searches you did not specifically choose. It can create or adjust ad copy, and it can send people to pages you did not manually select. That can be useful if the extra traffic is relevant, but if it's not, your budgets can go into searches, messages, or landing pages that do not actually help your business. So the real question is not just, should you turn on AI Max for such campaigns? The better question is your account ready for AI Max? Because if your tracking is weak, your campaign performance is unstable, your landing pages are unclear, your industry has low search volume, or your budget is limited, AI Max can make this new feature harder to control. By turning on AI Max for your search campaign, it can make your performance harder to control. In this video, I'll explain what AI Max is all about, what it actually does, whether it can help your ads appear in AI overviews, why Google is moving search automation in this direction, and what I would check before spending any ad budget on it. Hi, I'm Clarice Lin, the ROI Doctor. I help Shopify store owners like you double their revenue with profitable Google Ads. If you're new to the channel, welcome! If you want to see how your own ads are performing, I have a free 9-point checklist at claricelin.com. It'll tell you if you're actually attracting the right shoppers or just burning your cash. It's called the Google Ads Pulse Check. And it will also tell you if there's a problem with your landing pages or ads. Link is in the description and pinned in the comment below. Do check it out. Without further ado, let's get into our topic for today. What exactly is AI Max? What everyone is talking about. AI Max is not a different campaign type. It sits inside Google search campaigns. It's a setting, it's a feature, and it gives Google more ways to find searches, adjust your ads, and choose your landing pages to get the most conversions. The easiest way to think about it is this. Traditional search campaigns depend heavily on the keywords that you choose to target. AI Max still uses your keywords, but it can also look at your ads, your landing page, and your conversion data. And then Google will use that information to decide whether it may find more related searches. And this is where you need to be very careful. Google has a lot of data, but that does not mean Google fully understands your business. It may understand that two search queries are generally connected, but that does not mean both searches are relevant to your offer, your products, your customers, or the way people actually buy from you. For example, if you sell premium office furniture for businesses, Google may see office chairs, cheap chairs, home office chairs, gaming chairs, and furniture repair as related. But these are not the same buyers. They don't have the same intent, and they may not be searches you want to pay for. That's the big thing to understand with AI Max. The risk is not that Google spends more. The risk is that Google expands and shows you ads based on what it thinks is related. But what Google thinks is related might not actually match your business, your target customers, or the searches that usually turn into good leads or sales. There are 3 parts of AI Max I want you to understand. The first is search term matching. This is the part that can expand your ads beyond your existing target keywords. So if Google's expansion is good, it can help you find the search queries you were missing in your target keywords. But if Google does not have the right data or right knowledge in its massive database, then your ads may end up showing for searches that look connected in Google's perspective, but those queries are not related to what your ideal customers are searching for on Google. That is why search term review and negative keywords still matter, because they still need your judgment to decide whether those keywords are relevant to your business. The second part is text customization. This is where Google can create or adjust ad copy based on your ads, keywords, landing pages, and assets. That can make the ad more relevant, but it can also create messaging that does not sound like your brand, does not match your offer, or makes the wrong promise. For example, if your brand sells premium products, you may not want Google creating ad copy that sounds too discount focused. And if you're in an industry with compliance rules, you definitely do not want Google making claims you would not normally use. If you use text customization, you still need to check the actual copy. The third part is final URL expansion. This is where Google can choose a different page on your website if it thinks that page is more relevant to the search. That can work in your favor if your website is clear and your pages have strong, compelling content. But if Google sends paid traffic to a blog post, an old page, a page that does not match the offer, that traffic, those clicks, might not convert. That's why URL exclusions matter. And this is also why I do not think about AI Max as a simple on and off setting for such campaigns. I think about it in terms of what Google is learning from and what limits you're putting around it. The things that Google learns from are your inputs, your keywords, your ads, your landing pages, your website content, your conversion data. The limits you're putting around are your boundaries, like negative keywords, URL exclusions, brand controls, campaign selection, and regular search term review. AI Max can be useful, but it is only useful if the expansion to those new keywords makes sense for your actual business. The next thing I want to talk about is whether turning on AI Max will get your ads into AI overviews, where this is the hype at the moment. Now, because this is one of the reasons some advertisers are paying attention to AI Max, because they want to know, if I turn on AI Max, will my ads show in AI overviews? And the careful answer is, maybe it can make your ads eligible for more AI-powered search experiences. But I would not treat AI Max as a guaranteed AI overviews placement strategy. There is a big difference between being eligible and being guaranteed a slot. Google has said that ads from certain campaign types and features can appear in AI-powered search experiences. But that does not mean turning on AI Max gives you a clear placement report that says this much ad spend went to AI overviews, and this is the number of clicks you get, and this is the number of conversions you are receiving. So in other words, you have no idea what's your return on ad spend if the ads actually show in AI overview at all. Google Ads at the moment does not give segmented reporting for ads shown within such AI overviews. And this is the problem, because if you're spending real money, you need to know what you can actually measure. Also, before you build a whole strategy around AI overview ads, check whether the ads in AI overviews are even available in your country in the first place. Google has been expanding availability, but it is not something I assume is everywhere, in every language or in every market. So if you're outside the supported countries or your customers search in a different language, that's another reason to be careful to just turn on AI Max, expecting that your ads will be shown in AI overviews. And even if your ad does appear in an AI-powered search experience, that does not automatically mean it will convert. Showing up is not the same as getting the right click, and getting the click is not the same as getting a good lead or sale. Some advertisers try to test this AI Max feature by creating a separate campaign or a duplicate campaign of their normal search campaign and then just turning on AI Max. The logic is there. They are trying to see if AI Max placements can perform differently. But you need to be careful if the campaigns target the same searchers, the same locations, the same audience, and the same landing page. You may not be creating a fair or clean test. You may just be splitting the data between two similar campaigns. And that does not tell you if the performance is better or not. It can also make budget control messier. So before you duplicate a campaign just to chase AI overviews, I would ask, what exactly are you trying to measure here? Can Google actually show you that AI overview return on ad spend is worth the effort? Or is that simply making the account harder to manage? So yes, AI overviews is part of the conversation for AI Max, But it should not be the only reason to turn on AI Max. A better reason to test AI Max is this. Can it help you find relevant search demand that your current campaigns are missing? Can it bring in good leads or sales at a cost that makes sense? And can it expand your search campaigns without sending your budget into irrelevant searches or weak landing pages? That is much more practical than chasing a placement that you cannot fully measure yet. Why AI Max even matter if you're not turning this feature on today? The one thing to understand is because AI Max is not just another Google Ads feature, it is part of a bigger pattern, a direction where Google is taking. Google has been moving more campaign control into automation for years. So we saw this happen with smart shopping and local campaigns moving into Performance Max. And now Google has said that dynamic search ads, automatically created assets, and campaign level broad match settings will start upgrading into AI Max from September 2026. So if you're using dynamic search ads, or if your account depends on some of these older search automation features, AI Max is not something you should be ignoring. This is the direction Google is taking search campaign automation. That does not mean you need to turn it on for your search campaign today, and it does not mean every account is ready for it. But it does mean you should understand how it works. I'll show a screenshot here so you can see where this setting appears in your Google Ads account. And under search campaigns, under settings, you may see AI Max here where you can enable the option to turn the feature on. Depending on your campaign, you may also see settings connected to search term matching, text customization, final URL expansion, and controls like brand or URL settings. I'm not going to turn this into a click-by-click setup tutorial because the more important question here is not where the button is. The more question here is whether your account is ready for this feature and what happens after you turn it on. Because when Google changes the default direction of the platform, advertisers usually have two choices. You can wait until the change reaches your account and then you react, or you can understand what the change is about early on and you can check whether your account is ready and then decide how to test it properly. That is the better approach, especially if you're spending real money on Google Ads. You do not want to be surprised by automation after it affects your traffic, your search terms, your ads, or your landing pages. You want to know what Google is learning from. And starting from September 2026 onwards, you will not be able to create dynamic search ads anymore. You only have this AI Max option. So this AI Max is worth paying attention to if you're planning to run dynamic search ads at some point later on. So when can AI Max actually help your campaign? The best case is when your current search campaigns are already working, but they may be missing some search demand. For example, maybe you have exact and phrase match keywords that bring in good leads or sales. Your tracking is fantastic, your landing pages are very compelling, your search category has enough search volume. And there are many different ways people describe the same problem or product. And that's when AI Max can become very interesting because Google may be able to find searches that you did not manually add as keywords. Not random searches, relevant searches in Google's perspective that sit close to what is actually already working for you. For example, if your Shopify store sells premium skincare for sensitive skin, the account may already be bidding on obvious searches like sensitive skin moisturizer or fragrance-free skincare. But customers may also search in different ways. They may search for skincare for redness, or moisturizer that does not irritate skin, or barrier repair cream for sensitive skin. Those searches may not all be in your keyword list yet. AI Max may help Google connect more of those searches to your campaign. That is the golden opportunity. It can help you find more search demand around an offer that already has clear intent. It can also help make the ad and landing page feel more aligned with the search. If someone searches for a very specific problem, Google may adjust the ad copy or choose a more relevant page from your website. So for the right account, AI Max can be a growth test. It can help you discover search terms you might not have thought of yet. It can help you see where Google thinks the next opportunity is. And it can help you expand a search campaign that is already getting very good traction. This is why I see AI Max as more suitable for advertisers who already have some budget to test and has good conversion history because they're not spending their last dollar, they're not expecting instant results in 7 days, they have enough search volume for Google to learn from, and the industry has enough mature search behavior. By mature search behavior, I mean people are already searching in a variety of ways, but the intent to buy a product or service is still reasonably clear. You may also see Google talk about performance lift from advertisers using AI Max. Those claims are worth paying attention to, but I would treat them as a reason to test carefully, not as a guarantee. Many case studies that Google claim come from advertisers with more budget, more conversion data, and more mature search categories. That does not mean smaller advertisers cannot test AI Max, but it does mean you should not assume your account will get the same result just because Google shows an average uplift just by turning on AI Max. So that's the upside. AI Max can help you find additional relevant demand. But in the next section, let's talk about where that expansion can go wrong if you're not careful. The first risk is irrelevant search term expansion. This is when Google finds searches that look related on the surface, but they are not actually relevant to your business. For example, if you sell premium products, Google may still find searches from people looking for cheap alternatives. Or if you sell to businesses, Google may find searches from consumers. Or if you sell a very specific product, Google may start matching you to broader informational searches. The traffic may look like more reach, more clicks for you, but more clicks is not useful if the people are wrong. The second risk is landing page mismatch. This is where I would check which pages Google is sending traffic to. A blog post, an old product page, a collection page that is too broad, or a page that explains the topic but does not sell the offer clearly. If that happens, you may pay for clicks that land in the wrong place. The third risk is generated copy that does not match your brand. If your brand is premium, you may not want discount-heavy messaging. If your product has specific claims, you do not want Google making promises you would not normally make. And if your industry has compliance rules, this matters even more. The fourth risk is that performance becomes harder to diagnose. If your campaign is already stable, you can usually tell whether AI Max is improving things or making things worse. But if performance is already fluctuating, it becomes much harder to tell if it works. Was the change caused by AI Max? Was it seasonality? Or was it budget? Or perhaps it was a landing page issue or a search demand changing. When the campaign is really unstable, adding more automation with AI Max can make the picture less clear. That's why I would be cautious about testing AI Max in a campaign that is already moving up and down a lot. The fifth risk is weak measurement. This is especially important for advertisers turning on AI Max because they want to appear in AI overviews. If you cannot clearly see how much spend, traffic or revenue came from that placement, you need to be very careful about building your strategy around it. You may see more impressions, you may see more search terms, you may see more traffic. But the real question is, did it bring better customers? Did it bring profitable sales or qualified leads? Did it improve the campaign overall? That's what is the most important. The key point you need to understand is this. If your inputs are messy or your boundaries are too loose, AI Max can span into searches, messages, and pages that do not actually help your business. And that's why I will not turn AI Max on just because Google recommends it. I will turn it on only when I know what I am testing, what I am watching, and what will make me scale it or pull it back. So how do you decide whether AI Max is worth testing? To summarize it, this is my checklist before testing AI Max. So should you turn on AI Max? Well, the answer is if your campaign or if your account is ready and if you treat it as a controlled growth test. If you want to know whether AI Max could unlock more growth, in your Google Ads account, I offer Google Ads growth audits and consultation calls. In an audit, I look for growth opportunities, wasted ad spend, tracking issues, landing page problems, and campaigns with inconsistent performance. So you can see where your Google Ads account is leaking money, where there is room to scale, and whether AI Max belongs in your growth plan. So my contact details in the description and pinned comment. Check out at claricelin.com. And if you've got more questions about AI Max for Google Ads, drop them in the comment section below. And if this video was helpful and you enjoy it, give it a like, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos on how to double your Shopify store revenue with profitable Google Ads. I'm Claricelin, the RI Doctor signing off. Thanks for watching. Till the next video. Stay profitable.